Thank you, Eddie. Well, this is heartening. A new treatment breakthrough is giving kids with deadly cancers a much better chance at survival. More than 1,000 children and adolescents are diagnosed with cancer every year. And for those with the worst cases, the survival rate is less than 30%. Now, a world-first study led by Aussie researchers has found a way to improve treatment options, providing fresh hope to sick children and their families. Co-author of the study, Professor Glenn Marshall from the Children's Cancer Institute and the Kids Hospital in Sydney joins me now. Good morning to you. Well, tell us about this study and how different is it to the current testing?
Morning, Matt. What we were able to do was, in a cohort of 60 children, compare the standard genetic testing, where for 5 or 10 years now, cancer doctors have tried to match the gene that's mutated as a driver in the cancer against a drug. Unfortunately, this doesn't always work in the patient, and so we undertook a study where we grew the patient's primary tumour cells in plastic dishes in the lab and in mice and exposed them using new robotic technology to a whole host of drugs that might work in those children. So these are drugs that would not normally be used in that child's cancer. And the question we're asking was, could this add value to the standard genetic testing? And we were absolutely delighted to show that it did, so that there was an increased certainty. So when there was a gene mutation, our growing of the cells in the presence of the drug suggested by the mutation showed that the drug might work in some kids and not others. And in fact, our testing of the tumour cells was more accurate than the gene testing. Then second of all, our testing showed in children that had no gene mutations, there were drug sensitivities, and so treatments were suggested. So we're delighted to say that we think this international first will have implications not just for children with rare and difficult to treat cancers, but across cancer generally.
So now that the study has been underway and you've seen these results, what now?
Well, it's a very exciting future in the near term. So we were very lucky to receive a large federal government grant and money from the Minderoo Foundation last year to do gene testing on all children in Australia with cancer, not just that small group of children with the highest risk disease. And one of the byproducts of that will be, for the first time, also undertaking screening of their germline DNA. And what that means is their genetic makeup. And so about 5 years ago, it was discovered by several groups, and we have confirmed it, that 1 in 10 kids with cancer who come through our front door actually carry a cancer predisposition gene. And so here in Australia, we'll be the only country in the world where we'll be, across the next 5 years, understanding this cancer predisposition problem and hopefully being able to screen these children and possibly even across the next 5 years, understanding this cancer predisposition problem and hopefully being able to screen these children and possibly even give them medication at some stage in the future.
Glenn,
in addition, we're going to do... Yes?
I was just going to say it is almost the perfect timing leading into Christmas, and no doubt there are families out there that are dealing with this and identifying their own cancer and their own treatment. Amazing work in